Hello all, Rambling Canuck here, back for another review. Today's review is Star Trek Enterprise Episode 1. Parts 1 and 2, as Netflix, which is how I'll be watching Enterprise, has both episodes combined. So, before I get into the review, if you haven't seen any of my reviews before, this is not a step-by-step breakdown. Just my thoughts on the episode and my likes, dislikes, etc. And just will be a brief overview. To start off with, Star Trek Enterprise is the one Star Trek show I did not watch all the way through. I made it halfway through season 1, and I stopped watching it at the time. Can't exactly remember why, but it wasn't my favorite, so it kind of got lost in the shuffle. So I thought through reviewing them, I would revisit the series and get a fresh take on the series itself. So today's episode was episode 1, parts 1 and 2. Basically, the episode, the main plot was they had to Klingon crashes on Earth, and after a confrontation, it is determined that the Enterprise NX-01 first mission will be to return the Klingon to Kronos. Along the way, the Klingon is captured, and this ensues the episode. The episode itself was a lot better than I remembered. It was engaging. It was okay. I did remember one of my nitpicks, and that's the shuttlecrafts. My only nitpick really is that they look a lot sleeker. I think I've mentioned this before on a live stream, but for me it was always odd that we went sleek sports car style to the original series that had the kind of like a minivan, big, bulky shuttlecraft to Enterprise to Next Generation, where they were a little bit more back to the sleek sports car style. So I just thought it was kind of odd that the style aesthetic for them, not necessarily the technology for the shuttles, but just the aesthetic, the look. They're sleek. They look better than what Kirk had. So for me, that kind of always pulled me out of the series. They end up in the show, in this episode, they end up, the crew is formed, and you start to get a little bit of a play on the crew dynamic. One of the major overall themes is the hostility between Archer and the Vulcans. Archer felt that the Vulcans were always holding them back. He has personal feelings against them, so having a Vulcan on his ship is not something he approved of. And I think it's actually a interesting character study. We'll see how what I think of it as the series goes on, because as I said, I never made it through this series, so this is kind of a refresh for me and kind of all new, because I don't remember this series as well as I probably should. But overall, it was a good episode. Of course, the Enterprise is successful, and Starfleet orders them to stay out in space instead of returning. Captain Archer, at the end, has a moment where, through his experiences with T'Pol, which is the Vulcan who has been assigned to his ship, has grown to like her to a degree, and so he kind of asks her to stay on, even though she could have gone back to Vulcan. So it was kind of an interesting character development, and sets up for a storyline, a long arc for them. So all in all, I'm optimistic for the series. It's kind of cool going back and getting a refresher. The only thing I will say is I still don't like the theme. My biggest pet peeve with this series is DJ Odyssey, Bird of Prey 5, especially DJ Odyssey because he likes to bug me about it. My biggest pet peeve with Enterprise was its theme song. I hate it. And even when it came on today while I was watching the show, I cringed. So I'm still not there yet. It doesn't. It's still not on my "it's okay" list. My opinion still hasn't changed. It doesn't belong in Star Trek. I don't like this theme, but who knows? Maybe it'll grow on me. We'll just have to wait and see as these reviews go on. But I'm just gonna have. It's just gonna be a little short one. All in all, it was a good episode. I'm looking forward to the next one. I'm going to try to at least do 2 episodes a week. I'm not exactly sure what days yet. So let me know in the comments below ways you'd like me to improve my reviews, or maybe other shows you'd like to see reviewed. But yeah, so I would give this a 5 out of 10. It was good. It wasn't terrible. It was an okay opening part 1 and part 2 episode. And aside from a couple of little nitpicks, I didn't have too many issues. So here's hoping that I don't have too many issues going forward and I actually make it through this series. Till the next one, take her easy, folks.